Hello everybody. I have not done a video in a long time and I do certainly apologize for that. I will make sure and do a better job. So, as you can tell from my past videos compared to this one, a lot has happened with my tank. Nothing too bad anyway, but let's see, I did, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this the last time, but the flameback angel, the African flameback angel, was becoming a holy terror. And the weird thing was, as soon as I had no other dwarf angels with him, so as soon as I added him into this tank, he started going after my wrasses. But then he kind of calmed down and stuff. I had him over a year, year and a half. And I found a twisty wrasse, which is in the same group as He's the same group as my China wrasses. And so they're difficult as it is. So as soon as I added him, the flameback would not allow him to come out of the sand at all. Totally crazy. I mean, just completely crazy. There he is there. And I have him. He didn't mind. I put in a little baby twisty. Let me see if I can find him. There he is. I don't know if you can see him back in there, but he's a little tiny guy. He's probably maybe an inch long. And I put him in first, and he's a little baby. And there he is there, straight back there. He didn't even look at him, didn't even bother him. And then as soon as I put that one, the big one, in, he wouldn't let him. Every time he popped out of the sand, he would chase him all around the tank. He wouldn't let up, and was keeping him from coming out of the sand. So I caught him, put him in the sump to figure out what I wanted to do. He was a big, fat, beautiful fish, but I decided to go ahead and trade him in at my local fish store. So I went and got this beautiful flame angel here. So I got flame angel, and then I also got, about a week later, I got a lemon peel. I don't know where he went. And then about a month later, month and a half later, I got this nice looking multicolor. So they've all been together now for, a good month, all three together. I really like the lemon peel because they, I just liked having just a splash of yellow, and he's nice and bright yellow and stuff. So and they've been pretty good in the tank. And as I've explained before, we've got to be real careful with corals because I know what the worst coral offender in the tank is. The passer angel. There he is there. He's the worst coral offender in the tank. So with him, he has to, certain things he'll just tear apart. He's pretty good with hammers, torches, my grape small bubble coral. I don't know if they call it it's like a grape bubble coral, tiny bubbles. He's pretty good with that. And that brain, this is a candy apple fabia, these two pieces. He doesn't touch those, but any other brain coral that have like bigger, the bigger, fleshier types, acans, any of that, he'll tear them up, eat them in no time. Euphilia, elegance corals, he'll eat instantly, no problem. He doesn't bother any SPS coral. I'm in my tank. If you noticed, I took out the coral tree that was right there, and that was a life rock coral tree, so it's not actual live rock. So I'm probably going to trade that in at the fish store. I probably won't use it. Made things kind of hard to glue coral to. And I'm getting away from SPS. I have a few pieces here that I've had a long time, and they do really well. These all started as little bitty sticks. So that's about it as far as that goes. And then this sponge goat right here, which is a type of a Monty. And then over here, I have a little bird's nest. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, but yeah, I'm switching back to LPS. I found it too hard to keep my parameters good, conducive for both types of coral, because, you know, it's in my tank anyway. I know everybody's tank is different. In my tank, when I have, you know, there's a little lemon peel. When I have, you know, Euphilia type species, frog spawn, hammers, torches, and stuff like that, you know, they like alkalinity 9.5 to 10, you know, in that range. Whereas a lot of SBS, especially the harder, you know, acros, you know, they like the lower alkalinity, which would be like, you know, 8.5, you know. And so, and then that in turn harms, in my tank anyway, it starts killing off my Euphilia. So I have a hard time finding the right balance because I dose manually. So I try to keep mine around 10, and that also keeps my pH around 8.3, 8.2 to 8.3. So anyway, I'll do a whole video on that at some point. There's my galaxy coral, but these corals seem to be all right as far as, you know, the big guy eating coral. So, yeah, and there's my anemone, and I've been feeding him once a week. Believe it or not, carpet anemones can be kind of picky. I'll do a video of that too as well, but they can be picky on what he likes to eat. You know, he prefers mysis shrimp. He likes PE mysis as opposed to Hikari mysis. Hikari mysis is what I feed the tank, but I have PE mysis cubes that I feed him a cube of that, and he loves it. These guys and all the bubble tips, they're not as picky, and I don't feed them every week like they do the carpet. You know, they get fed every few weeks because otherwise they'll split out of control, and you know, it's hard to keep up with. So, and this one's a newer one. It's not one of mine. The rest of them, these all split from one mother colony, but this one, I thought I picked up because it was kind of unique, you know, with the speckles and stuff. I thought it was pretty. But the rest of these are mine. And it came split from one. There's the mother colony right here. So, but they stay in their little island, so that's good. So as soon as when they split, I'll, you know, trade one in to the fish store. So that's about it for my little update. I'll do a, you know, anybody has any questions or any suggestions or anything they'd like to know, I'll be happy to do more videos. Just let me know. You know, learn a lot in this hobby. I learned a lot from fellow hobbyists like you guys, and it's nice to be able to help each other out and hopefully avoid mistakes that we've all made at some point or another, you know. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe or forward it to somebody, and they can subscribe, or you know, whatever. Again, if you have any suggestions for videos or any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be happy to respond to them or do a video about, you know, your question or whatnot. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Happy reefing.